All right. I'm Mistress Sadie. I am a dominatrix from Texas, but I live here in New York now, and have been in the lifestyle for about 8 years.
So let's start off just asking you, when did you first realize that you were kinky? What age would you say?
I think it was probably when I was quite young, like probably under the age of 10, I think. I think it had something to do with probably Star Wars.
Star Wars? Okay.
Like, I think probably watching Leia be chained up was probably the first moment I realized that I was kinky.
Oh, so you're talking about in Return of the Jedi?
In Return of the Jedi.
When she was captive of Jabba the Hutt.
Of Jabba the Hutt, that's right.
Okay. And what was it that you liked about it? I mean, what turned you on?
I think realizing that, I think the way I realized that I was kinky was probably just that I enjoyed the sight of her in chains. And then, of course, when, like most people, when I started playing when I was about 20, I started out as a sub and realized through input from very communicative play partners that I'm actually extremely dominant and definitely not a sub very quickly.
Okay. Yeah. So how did you become a dominatrix? So you started off as a sub, and then eventually you discovered you were dominant. And what made you decide to start doing this professionally?
I basically, I definitely always enjoyed playing, and it's something that, you know, enriches my life. So when I moved to New York, and I saw there was such a great community of other dominatrices and great parties and a great scene because the city's so, you know, so full of kinky weirdos, which I love. That's when I decided, you know, hey, I can turn this hobby into a profession. So that's why I've been doing professional dominatrix work and hosting feminine dom parties for the past year now.
Okay, so what are some of the parties you frequent or play at?
So I play the most at the party that I host, which is the Clothed Female Nude Male party at Club Decadence every other Tuesday in Chelsea. And we also have a party on Fridays and Saturdays. But I kind of got my start back in San Antonio, going to the Temple of Flesh party. That was my first one.
Temple of Flesh. Tell me about that.
So Temple of Flesh is the first party I ever went to in San Antonio. It's a very kinky, very cool space. If you're ever in San Antonio, you got to check it out. I think it's once a month. But I saw absolutely some of the coolest things there. That was when I had a demo. Somebody did a demo with violet wands. Definitely saw a lot of things I'd only ever heard about or seen in porn. So that was part of why I enjoyed it so much, as I just like dove in head first because they created such an environment there. And that's definitely what I try to do at Club Decadence as well when we host our CF&M parties. And then, of course, I also host a spanking party there as well, which is strictly spanking, but I'm all about impact, so it works out.
Okay. So what is it you enjoy doing the most when it comes to play?
When it comes to play, I love pegging more than almost anything else. I love CBT and getting creative with bondage, as well as hypnosis. Hypnosis is my biggest thing. You can take erotic hypnosis and do all sorts of stuff people do, non-BDSM related play as well. But for me, I love that you can use domination of the mind as well as the body to combine into a really overwhelming, mind-body experience that can be really enjoyable for everybody involved.
Now, is that really effective? I mean, have you actually hypnotized somebody?
Absolutely. Hypnosis is definitely real. I know because I've been hypnotized, and I've hypnotized other people. The hypno community has a lot of different approaches to it that I think are effective. The best ways for me, I think it's that even if you aren't being hypnotized by it, which I think most people are, but if you aren't, it's also a fun way to introduce new types of play. For example, if you're into role-playing, or you want to increase somebody's pain tolerance, or if you'd like to restrict their speech, all of that is capable through hypnosis. And ultimately, hypnosis can make you have really great play sessions without the physical objects. You can absolutely like physically restrain people using hypnosis. So it's really up to the creativity of the top in that situation.
Now, how did you become a hypnotist? Did you like take a course where you become a certified hypnotist, or is it something that you just kind of developed over time, studying books, watching videos, somebody train you? Like how like if I came to see you and I said I want you to hypnotize me, like how are you going to convince me that you're actually going to be effective at getting me hypnotized?
Well, I think I would probably just show you. As far as approaching hypnosis goes, the way I got into it, I was invited to Charmed, a conference in Baltimore about erotic hypnosis a couple years ago, and my friend invited me because he thought it sounded really strange and that I would love that, and he was right. And it was a great time. I learned so much about the ways that people use hypnotism in their sex lives, and it's really just such a creative field that you can kind of do whatever you'd like within it. As far as if somebody approached me and wanted me to dominate them, I don't want to just dominate their body. I also want their mind too. So for me, hypnosis is all about being able to reach a little further than your physical presence. And I think if somebody's looking to be dominated, that's one of the best and most effective ways to do it, on top of all the other things that are so much fun.
So you're a very dangerous girl.
Okay. I've been told that once or twice.
Alrighty. Can you tell us a sexy story? Do you have an experience with a client that you can tell us about that, you know, that's most memorable to you?
Trying to think. Well, let's see here. I think my favorite stories with clients would probably be just clients who, you know, we really formed a great bond. There's one sub I play with. He comes to my party a lot. I call him Bill Nye the Science Guy because that's who he looks like. And I did a really intense CBT and probably used 30 different clothespins, and it was just exquisite, and I tied all of it to a device I'd made with rope around his neck as well, and he was very sweet and let me take photos of it. Not of his face, of course, but it was one of my favorite bits. And he's come back to visit and play at the party a few different times, but that's one of them. Let me see. I think I love we have a lot of regulars at my party, and sometimes what a lot of them will do whenever I wear my latex is worship me and worship my boots and worship all my latex outfits. I adore that. I'm trying to think of specific stories. I got nothing else on that one.
Okay. Do you have any causes that you support, or do you volunteer or participate with any groups in terms of helping to further the awareness of the kink community?
As far as groups I'm involved in, I have taken a few classes with Tez and attend the Hypno Kink group with the Oil and Spiegel Society here in New York. And like I said, I go to conventions for all kinds of kink things. As far as causes I support, I'm definitely about sexual health and about safe, sane, and play.
I know you're asked this question all the time, but can you tell us a little bit about some of the tattoos that we're seeing?
Sure. So I have a tattoo of Dana Scully from the X-Files. I've got a Texas tattoo for my home state. I have a Black Widow spider. I feel like that one speaks for itself. And as well as a mandala and a mermaid. I also have a tattoo of a tarot card called the Tower here on my leg, and it's a tattoo about the ending of old ways. It's about new things about the ending of hierarchies and how, you know, eventually they'll all fall. It's a card about epiphany and revelation.
Now, you have a boyfriend who is a sub.
Yeah, so definitely in an open relationship where we're both lifestyle. He's a sub, and I am almost 99% dominant. But certainly play with lots of other people too, and play together and stuff. So that's the best thing, is where you can enjoy it together.
Okay, so kind of tell me, what is a typical day like? Do you order him to make you breakfast in the morning? Does he has to like kiss your feet when you come home from work each day?
Well, we don't live together, so. But part of why I like him so much is he can just take level 10 pain with frequency. And I think that's very varsity level. So I'm always really impressed when people are that experienced.
Okay. What are some of your favorite props that you like to use during play?
Ooh, my favorite props. I have a strap-on that I adore. The harness is just, it fits just right. It makes me feel like a goddess, and it's really fun. I always love to play with that one. I have a paddle that's got my name on it that I never leaves my hand during parties. And rope especially. I really like thin diameter ropes for CBT, really intense CBT that I can tie to other parts of the body. I also really enjoy bull clips, but most people can't take bull clips.
Bull clips, what are those?
The black ones, like that pinchy.
Oh yeah, those. Those are painful.
Yeah.
How can people find out about you if they wanted to have a session or if they wanted to come to one of your parties?
So the best way to find me is on FetLife. And on FetLife, you can search for Mistress Sadie NYC, and that's me.